What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the American Gooners Podcast. We took a little break. We're back. We're going to be back every week from now on. I am your host, Zach. I am joined by the true Gooner himself, Morgan, who is breathing into his microphone yet again. What's up, man?
Not a lot, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Do you press your face against the microphone? Like, is this how we talk in microphones?
Sorry, I was trying to pull a mic and mic.
Oh, Jesus. So we have some catching up to do today. Some great international football news that's happened since we've been away. We're going to talk about the Euros real quick. We'll hit Copa America real quick. It's going to be a very transfer news and rumors heavy episode. We're in the window. That's what we get. But before we do that, your favorite player, your boy, Timmy Howard, is back in the United States in the MLS playing for the Colorado Rapids. He made his debut on the 4th of July. Very fitting for the American icon in soccer. And so far, not too bad, not great. They're 1-3-0. They haven't lost with him yet. They have one win. He has 2 shutouts, including one over my Sporting KC a couple weeks ago. And they just drew on Saturday, with FC Dallas 1-1. So they look pretty good. They have 6 points. They haven't dropped any. Have you been able to see him yet since he's been back?
No, I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it. I've been trying to follow it as much as I can. But I'm not a big MLS guy, so it's hard for me to get into the MLS. But I don't know if that team was any good to begin with, so I don't know bringing in a new keeper. But it is Tim Howard. He's on, I guess you could say, the tail end of his career. That's kind of why he came over here, like every other great player does. Add on a few more years. So, no, have not got to watch hardly any of them. But once again, I don't watch them, so.
You told me with him coming back, though, that you would start watching the MLS now that he's here. You're a liar and an MLS hater. You're an MLS hater. You're an American soccer hater. That's what you are. Theo Walcott actually came out. They had the game with MLS All Stars last night, and he said that the soccer's growing here, and he could see himself here in a couple of years. Be cool to see another gunner here. We missed out on one.
I wouldn't say a couple years because he still has a good 7-8 years left.
Well, if we grow by then, I don't know.
Yeah, but let's look at the All-Star game. The All-Star game was a joke to begin with.
Why? I thought it was great. We're going to get there in a minute. We'll talk Arsenal All-Star game here in a minute. Let's not jump the gun.
My bad.
So I see that you're wearing your Crystal Palace FC Cincinnati split in half scarf, which is the worst thing in the planet, by the way. Those half and half scarves are absolutely disgusting. I've seen them for some bigger, like Manchester United, like Man City derby matches. And that's gross. But how was the game? What was the atmosphere like being at FC Dallas or FC Cincinnati?
You really can't compare the two because this commemorates Crystal Palace coming to Cincinnati to play. So it's totally different. Second off, the atmosphere was rocking. We set a record for the biggest attendance for a soccer game in the state of Ohio. So that was really cool. But the atmosphere was unbelievable. It was my first time there, so it was really cool to see. In my seats, I was literally 12 rows up from the pitch, and Zaha was right in front of me the whole first half. And this dude is so far above everybody else that was on that pitch, it wasn't even close. Zaha's foot skills and just his speed and how quick he was just mesmerizing. And it was just amazing to watch him. So it was a real fun game. Of course, Crystal Palace won 2-0. Zaha got a goal in the second half. He actually got Zaha got injured towards the end of the second half. So I haven't heard any update. I think he just tweaked his ankle. But it was just an unreal thing. I was like a little kid in a candy store. I was so pumped for this. So for me, it was just really cool to see a team from Europe that I only watch on TV come over here. So it was like a dream come true almost for me.
That's what's up. FC Cincinnati is on the verge of being one of the 8 teams they're looking at to expand in the MLS. And they've already shown they've had 21,000 people at games. They've already shown they could have the fan base to back up that kind of move. So we'll see. They have ex-MLS players too. So I mean, the potential's there for them to be a pretty damn good squad in the MLS. Would you be a fan then?
Yes, I think I would. I think I'd be a fan just because I went there firsthand and seen it for myself. I've seen what the atmosphere is like. I've seen the crazy footballers that were out there that would just die hard FC Cincinnati. They knew all the players' names, knew their backgrounds. They knew a whole lot about them to where I almost felt like a newbie there because I really didn't know a whole lot about FC Cincinnati. So if they were to become a MLS, yeah, go ahead and count me in.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to I would have to see it first because you keep hating on the MLS, so I don't know how much I can really trust you yet.
We'll just look back to the All-Star game.
Stop it. We'll get there. God, you're ridiculous. We had the Copa America where Chile won again for the second year in a row. They knocked out your boy Messi and his Argentina squad. Choke artist yet again. Apparently he's retiring from international play now too. So
here's what drives me nuts with that. All right, we go back and forth on Messi and freaking Cristiano Ronaldo almost every episode now. And I don't want to go too far ahead, but I think I'm kind of on your side. I mean, what kind of guy who quits on a national team because they feel like they can't get it done? Who does that? Ronaldo would never quit on Portugal. He's out there with the injury, trying to play through the pain. Messi's out here quitting on his team. So Ronaldo is above Messi. You heard it here first.
Well, I've been saying that first for about 4 months now, and you never listen to me. It's good that you're finally on the voice of reason side. I'm glad to see you on my bandwagon. I started it, by the way. I am. The whole Ronaldo above Messi, that was all me. First one ever.
It was. I wasn't a fan of it, but watching him and how he quit the national team after it's over, I'm like, Ronaldo would never do that.
No.
Ronaldo would never quit on his team.
I've heard there's some things going on in the Argentina Football Federation that he wasn't really digging either. I don't know all about it. I didn't really dig too far into that one, but
no, there's actually quite a bit of players who aren't too happy with the upper management with the team. So,
all right. Well, the USA, they finished 4th. We got beat down by said Argentina 4-0. That was an absolute atrocity of a match. And we followed it up with a 1-0 loss to Colombia, which wasn't a terrible match. I mean, we weren't incredibly outplayed, but we could not finish any of our chances. We lacked real scoring threats, and that seems to be one of the big issues on our squad right now. Team USA finished 4th. I'm okay with it. I know you're a little disappointed, but you had higher expectations than I did going in. I think we're both disappointed with Nagbe and Pulisic getting passed over as often as they were.
Yeah, that's what drove me and you crazy. I mean, we yelled it the whole tournament. So, but a fourth place finish. I guess you can't complain with that.
One thing I did notice throughout the tournament was the fan sizes at some of the matches, and the final had 82,000 fans at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. So if we're talking about the rise of soccer in America, I think the Copa America, which we hosted this year, was proof that we are becoming more of a soccer nation every year.
I have to agree. One thing that drove me insane, though, was how much coverage that the Euros got on ESPN.
Yeah, that bothered me too. Copa America is our tournament, and it was here in the States, and it wasn't even on our biggest sports network. That was frustrating. And then, of course, Eurostart, and they had live coverage pre-match of every single game. American sportscasters from ESPN talking about a sport that is growing here, but is not our top sport. And in Europe, talking about England and Portugal, and our tournament got very little coverage, even on SportsCenter, and that was frustrating. I agree with you there.
I mean, it might have been because it was on Fox Sports and not ESPN. So I know that ESPN has to put a little bit more into the Euros, but especially USA finishing fourth behind Chile, Colombia, and Argentina. I mean, that's still a pretty good finish, if you ask me. I mean, those are what, all top 5, top 6 teams?
I think Colombia was 11th or 12th, but Argentina was 1, I believe, and Chile was 4 at the time. So yeah, top 5 teams and
let's say
3 top 15.
Top 10s. Yeah.
So that was frustrating. We'll see if ESPN will get into the Copa America next year. The Euros, speaking of the Euros, speaking of our boy Cristiano Ronaldo, the greatest of all time, won his first major European title for his country. And that was awesome to watch. And he's had a hell of a month, man. UCL title, Euro title. That man is living a dream right now. Being Cristiano Ronaldo alone wasn't enough. He had to go ahead and do back-to-back of that.
Yeah, he went out and run it. That's enough of him. Move on.
You're such a hater. I thought they had a pretty damn easy. You really are just a hater. It's absolutely ridiculous how much you are. But I did think Portugal had a pretty easy road. They did have Wales in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the semifinals, and that's the Bale Ronaldo matchup was pretty cool to see. But Belgium got knocked out. You had
that was our pick.
Yeah, we people picked Belgium, and
Belgium and Germany.
In the lower bracket, you had Spain, Italy, Germany, France.
Yeah.
England was there, but they lost to Iceland in the round of 16, and how glorious it was.
Which, let's talk about Iceland for a second. How great was that? I mean, for the fans, for the team. I mean, their head coach is a part-time dentist. I mean, that's just fantastic.
You know, I feel good for Iceland. But more so my disdain for the England national team and all of their fans and how they look down on us. You lost to Iceland. England hasn't been relevant for damn near a decade now. Probably even more than that. You suck. You have all this talent.
Yeah.
We talked about all this talent they had up front and in the midfield, and in goal you have Joe Hart, and you lose to Iceland.
Didn't they fire the coach and they were in the running for Jurgen Klinsmann for a little bit?
Yeah, they're looking for a new one now, and I don't know who it's going to be. Who wants that kind of pressure? That ends up being a shit.
Well, they have one now.
Who is it now?
But let me I know they got a coach not too long ago because they were looking at Jurgen Klinsmann for a little bit, and those rumors started to swirl. But then they went out and hired somebody else. Sam Allardyce?
I have no idea. Well, we'll have to look him up. We'll talk about him next week.
Yeah.
I
don't know a whole lot about him.
We'll do some research on that and then talk about it. I don't want to talk about somebody we don't know anything about. But we'll move on to – so Portugal won Euros and Chile won Copa America. Shout out to Alexis Sanchez getting himself another Copa. Hopefully he can stay healthy this time and come back and lead us to an EPL.
Oh, it's not looking good.
So we before we get into transfer news, let's talk about this MLS All-Star match last night. Arsenal won 2-1. Campbell had the first goal on a penalty. Drogba leveled it for MLS on a ridiculous goal. We blocked, 3 of his shots, and then the fourth one went in?
Yeah. Yeah.
How you give up 4 shots?
That was the ones that gave me to him.
Yeah. And then the young Akpom finished it off for us late on a great pass by Monreal to give us the 2-1 victory, which you can say what you want, preseason, MLS All Stars, whatever. They beat Tottenham last year. So Tottenham is shit. We are still above Tottenham in every level possible. And this further proves it. What do you think, though? You're not a fan of this, and I'm curious as to why.
I just don't like the MLS. We have to keep the All-Star time because every other major sport has it. And that's fine. But to take the best from Major League Soccer, which, let's be honest, 90% of it are former superstars of other countries that come over here, and put them up against another club team and even have it remotely close, especially when Arsenal pretty much had their youth squad out there running the final, pretty much almost the whole game, but the 45 minutes, going up against the All-Stars of Major League Soccer, come on.
What you have to expect is, see, I understand what you're saying, but you're also talking about a group of guys who never play together compared to a team who plays together all the time. So you're talking about a team trying to create chemistry in a week compared to a team that's created chemistry. We haven't brought in a whole lot, so we have a lot of – our youth squad has been together for a couple of years now, and a lot of these guys have played and trained together. So you're talking about – I see what you're saying because of the talent that MLS All Stars are supposed to have with these superstars coming over here. But again, you're talking about team chemistry and the lack of for one side compared to – it's not like we're untalented or Tottenham was untalented last year. They beat Chelsea in 2012 after they won the Euros. So you're not talking about untalented club teams.
No.
They're winning and holding their own, though.
Yeah, it's okay. I was happy to see Arsenal come over here and get some recognition and to get some more, air time here in the U.S. I was happy to see the Gunners go out there and play, but I just don't like that idea of bringing over a club team, which, like you said, already play together. But the All-Stars, they're not just a bunch of duds. They're former I mean, national team players like Dos Santos, Pirlo. It's just, I mean, Drogba. These aren't duds that they're rolling out there, but I would.
You want an East and West All-Star game?
I would rather bring over a club team, brings in a shit ton of revenue and a lot of TV time and airtime, and they can put it out there, as commercials and promote the hell out of this matchup over like East and West or North or South or something. But I mean, a club team comes in the best of the best in the MLS. I mean, I just don't like that idea.
I'm okay with it. I see what you're saying though, but I'm all right with it. And plus, it gives us people like us a chance to watch Arsenal.
Yeah,
in the States play against some top quality. And again, it's top quality competition for our youngsters and for Walcott and for Ox.
Oh, definitely.
So
Wilshire was out there again.
Yeah,
it was nice to see Wilshire play good half.
And we had Jacques out there for the first time in a Gunners kit. We got to see that. And I tell you what, man, if he does like his long ball passing that I saw last night, holy hell! This is to like Maryland, Iwobi, Akpom up front with Sanchez, Walcott, Ox, Ozil, well maybe not Giroud, but some other striker we might bring in. Not Giroud. Jesus, that won't matter. But with his long balls to those guys, man, we could be. He might be a Conte for us.
That'd be nice.
It would be, right? That would be nice. I was really impressed with his long ball passing.
It'll be if he plays like that throughout the Premier League season. It might be an all right season for us because we're going to depend on him, some of our players that we have now, and a whole lot of youth is what we're kind of banking on for this year.
And I was pretty excited about the youth play last night. Akpom is one that I talked to you about, who I would like to see hang around this year. Maybe put him on, stick him away in the U21 team, and then bring him up every once in a while for first team action. He scored a hat trick last year preseason. We loaned him out the whole city. Yeah. And he did okay there, and now he's looking pretty good for us preseason here, scoring game winners. Eventually, we're going to have to give these guys a chance because if we don't sign another striker, we have Giroud, we have Walcott that we can play up there, and Welbeck still is going to be out for a while, so we're going to need that. We're going to need a true number 2 striker to, I guess I'll say, complement Giroud, but really, I hope overtake Giroud. Yeah, that's what I want. The Giroud hater is back.
Giroud will come out and score like 6 quick goals.
Yeah, against like Norwich or no, they dropped Bournemouth. Bournemouth might actually be pretty good. Maybe no, it's Middlesbrough. Never mind. We'll get there. But yeah, we won 2-1. We've looked pretty decent this preseason. Obviously, a lot of our big stars played in Euro and Copa America, so they are not available. But it's good to see Jacques out there. It's good to see Wilshere. Santi Cazorla was out there. That was really good to see. I'm excited to get him back full health. And we played some young kids. Joe, the new Holden kid, played in the back line. He did a couple of good things. He had a pretty good heading chance, and at the end, he had a really good save. So we'll see how he progresses. So center back is definitely a need for us.
Yeah, especially with I think Murtasacker who's out for the start of the season.
Yeah, he's injured, so we might need to buy one because relying on Gabriel and Koscielny alone is not going to be pretty.
Oh God, I don't want Gabriel to touch the freaking pitch this year.
Nobody does, and him and Koscielny, they don't seem to be on the same page ever, ever. Those two just do not work together. So we need some help there. we'll go ahead and move on to transfers now and to talk about some of the interesting things that have come out. I want to start with the World. I have some EPL, and then we'll talk about the Arsenal ones, and then wrap up from there. If that is all right with you, good sir.
That's all right with me.
Borussia Dortmund has made some pretty serious moves this offseason. They just signed Andre Shirley. I'm going to butcher his name. Shirel from VfL Wolfsburg. He was one that we talked about last year during the Real Madrid match of somebody I would like to see in Arsenal kit. He plays on the left side and central midfield. But the big one was they signed Mario Götze back from Bayern Munich after 3 years away. He is now back in a BVB kit, and they've hung on to Aubameyang up front. That is going to be a scary combination.
Oh, without a doubt. They're another powerhouse team like they are every year. They just added some more firepower.
They did lose some, though. Mats Hummels, a center back who, again, I preached to come to Arsenal. He is at Bayern Munich. Do they need any more help? Why do they allow this? This has got to be a monopoly on talent. This is bad.
It's like the New York Yankees.
They really are. A German soccer league, they are the New York Yankees for so long. Under Steinbrenner, the good one, not Junior. A couple other ones. We had Danny Alves from Barcelona to Juventus. Alvaro Morata, who was linked to Arsenal as well for up front. Went from Juventus back to Real Madrid. Youngster Alan Halovic, which for us who play FIFA a lot, like me, is a young midfielder who is very promising. He was on the Barcelona squad on their youth team, and he's now in Germany at Hamburg. But the big one happened today, and there's potentially another big one that we can discuss, but Higuain, who we really wanted at Arsenal as well, was signed by Juventus for £75 million. Obviously, Arsene Wenger was not going to pay that much for a 28-year-old striker. Juventus pulled the trigger. What do you think about that?
I think with the rumors about Pogba leaving, I think it's good for them because it was back and forth between us and them for a while, and there for a minute I was sharing with you, and we were talking. We thought he was going to be in a Gunner kit, but obviously Wenger isn't going to put that much money into that type of player. Hell, any player.
Any player. That's not
so.
$75 million.
I'm not surprised. He goes back with the Gunners. Yeah. No.
What does that do?
It won't even go to anybody who we have now. So.
What does that do for Juventus? Do you think that makes them and they're going to win Serie A again? Are they contenders for the UCL champions? They've been close.
They're contenders without him. You bring him in there. You had to mention him in one of the last 8 teams. Without a doubt.
And
he will bring a lot of attention to him, and he'll put his name out there for a lot of people who don't really know who he is. So I think this is huge for him as a player and for the team.
And if you don't know who he is, he's a guy who broke the Serie A goal scoring record last year. So we're not at Napoli, not at AC Milan, not at Juventus, not at Inter, at Napoli. The guy broke the goal scoring record. It's pretty big time considering some of the big names that have been in Serie A, including Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So,
Ibrahimovic. Of course, you mentioned his name.
He's coming up in a minute, but we have the Paul Pogba story, where apparently that deal is done, and they're just working on the physical now. £120 million for Paul Pogba from Juventus to Manchester United.
I was I was talking with a friend today, and because she's new to the whole soccer thing, so she's been trying to get into a lot, listening to our podcast and stuff. And I was talking to her about it, and I was like, "Man, they are literally the New York Yankees. They spend money on talent. They're not worried about bringing anybody up. They go spend as much money as they can to make the team better. Like they are the Yankees."
Well, unfortunately, they're also bringing people up like Marcus Rashford. I mean, we can make fun of England, but he looked good for England too during the Euros. This might be a star in the making, and you add him with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Paul Pogba in the midfield. I don't really know what we're going to be able to do to compete against that.
What are we going to do to compete against to just get a top four finish?
Yeah,
I mean, we're looking at a fight for fourth place.
Yeah. Let's run through some of
Just
these
on paper.
Let's run through some of these EPL transfers real quick. Jordan Ibe, the youngster from Liverpool, is at Bournemouth now. They signed him for $15 million. I think it's a big move for Bournemouth. I think he's a stud in the making. I think a more technical Zaha, to be honest with you.
Say that last part again.
I think he's a more technical Zaha.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think he'll be a great signing for Bournemouth and a star this season for them. Crystal Palace signed Andros Townsend from Newcastle. Newcastle's having their fire sale since their drop. And it's a great pickup for Palace to go along with Blassie, Zaha, Punchin. I really think they need a better striker up front. And then they'll be one of the top teams in the mid-tier. I won't call them a top. They're a potential Euro qualifier. Europa, excuse me. A potential Europa qualifier.
I think that's a huge one for him.
The Townsend's will be good. That's not bad. Middlesbrough brought in Victor Valdez from Manchester United. They released the goalkeeper Victor Valdez after, I believe they re-signed De Gea. And they released Valdez, and he ends up going to Middlesbrough. And that's an anchor in that net, man, that could be a huge signing for them.
Who was that?
Victor Valdez, the backup to De Gea.
Yeah, he signed with Middlesbrough?
Yeah.
That's funny because Guzan just went there today, too.
Did he really?
Yeah. Yeah, he went from Aston Villa to Middlesbrough.
Well, they're loading up their goalkeeping, man. Those are some of the smaller EPL transfers that I saw. A couple of the big ones. You have Conte going from Leicester to Chelsea. That's a good signing for them. We wanted him at Arsenal. Your thoughts?
Shake my head.
That's it?
Dude, I thought for sure that he was coming here. Like, I thought it was set in stone he was coming.
Nope, he's at Chelsea. Asshole. Liverpool signed Sadio Mane from Southampton. He had a great year last year. That's going to be another. I'm sure they're going to play him on the right side and not center forward. I think they're doing pretty good at center forward and striker area.
Yeah.
We have Tottenham signed Victor Wanyama from Southampton, who was also linked to Arsenal last year. He was a big name floating around for the CDM. And now he's a Spur, which means you're never going to win anything. You suck at life. You're a loss.
Should have been a gunner.
Should have been a gunner. And, of course, Manchester United was the big one. They signed Eric Bailey from Villarreal. He's a center back who I'm very high on. He's a 21-year-old center back. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Paul Pogba, as of today, as far as we know, that deal is too big not to get done, I think. And then, of course, I'm gonna jack this guy's name up. Henrique Mkhitaryan from Borussia Dortmund. Another name who is linked to us and possibly Chelsea.
All these names you mentioned, all these teams, and they're just what. I always bring back to Arsenal. I always bring back to the Gunners because how those names were linked to Arsenal.
Yep.
But yeah, we get nothing from it.
Nope. Remember Arsene Wenger last year? I could have signed Dimitri Payet, but I didn't think we needed him. Well, good choice. Do you have any that you've seen?
Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm frustrated here for us.
You what?
I said, hopefully I'm wrong, but I think this might be a very frustrating year for us.
I think I can't disagree. Let's move on to us. Do you have any other EPL or world transfers that you saw?
No, the big one was Guzan that just came across today that I was looking at. But
That's
all the big
interesting.
ones I had you already mentioned. Yeah.
Especially since they have Valdez.
I forgot to have, I forgot that Valdez went to Middlesbrough also.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Arsenal has signed Granit Xhaka, the midfielder from Gladbach in Germany. After yesterday, I'm kind of excited about that signing. I think he might do some really good things for us. Rob Holding, the 20-year-old defender from Bolton. Kelechi Nwaka from Diamond Academy. And there was also a Japanese striker that we signed, who's a youngster who'll probably be put in the academy as well. We've lost Arteta, excuse me. We released him. We released Rosicky. We released Flamini. Crowley went to loan at Oxford. Isaac Hayden went to Newcastle on transfer. And Torial went to Granada on loan. We haven't really done much. We've lost some veterans. We brought in some youngsters in Granit Xhaka. Besides that, we really haven't. From our starting core last year, we haven't lost much, but we haven't added a whole lot either.
No, I think Xhaka could be very promising. I read a little bit about the Japanese striker who they brought in, and they were really high on him, so we'll see how he turns out. We also got some injured players coming back for this year. Wilshere was out there. Carzola was out there. So, I mean, our injury guys from last year should be at full strength for this year, mixed in with some of the new guys like Xhaka coming in, mixed in with some of the guys that we already had. We'll see. We'll see how they play. I'm not going to write off the season just yet, but it'll be very, very tough to stay in the race against City and Chelsea and Man U. We will need our youth to step up huge for us, especially coming off the bench, and hopefully our experience in the EPL will prove greatly for us.
I think here's the most frustrating part for me, and I'm sure you as well. Here we are, July 29th, 2016, and our deficiencies in the squad are the same that we talked about last year and July 29th, 2015. Striker, center back, and you can even look at left back and say we haven't done enough to bolster those three areas.
No, it's what we talked about at the end of the season. We broke down what we needed, who we needed to bring in, who we would like to see, and what they needed to do to bolster the team. And you just go bring in some more midfielders. I mean,
and Holding is a center back, but he's a 20-year-old who's from Bolton, who doesn't really have the experience. I mean, you're not going to throw him out there in front of Czech and be like, "Hey, be the guy." It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, he has to definitely go get his experience first. Once he gains a little bit of experience, maybe goes in there a couple of times through the year. Maybe next year he can kind of fill in and be that guy. But this year, no.
No, and again, I like what I saw out of him last night. There were some mistakes, of course, his first match in a Gunners kit, but he did some really good things too. So potential is there, but what we need really is a center back who can come in and be an instant impact guy.
Yeah, which we did not go out and get. Which we were linked to how many players who could do that. How many players were we linked to, and we were sharing on Facebook back and forth, especially from Mir.
Yeah,
and we're like, oh man, nope, it didn't happen.
Let's see. From Leicester alone, Vardy, Maris. I'm gonna fuck
Maris.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Conte.
Yeah.
So the three big names, we were linked to all three of them. We haven't signed
Vardy was the other one who I thought was a done deal. Like everything was saying Vardy to Arsenal. Then I felt like at the last second, Vardy changed his mind and decided to stay. I thought for sure, out of all the guys that they were linked to, Vardy was the closest one that I think me and you both thought was a shoe in here, was going to be in a Gunners kit. And he backed out on that one.
Yep. Re-signed with Leicester City. Enjoy your.
What do you think about that?
I think it was a mistake, but I mean, again, none of us thought they were going to do what they were going to do last year. No one thought they'd win the league. So we're going to this year with the expectation of them being mediocre again and being bounced out of the Champions League pretty soon. But I think they've shown that they're a tough team and they handle adversity well. They're going to have to replace Conte, which is not an easy replacement from that squad from last year. He was the anchor, let's be honest.
Yeah. He was the guy who set up Vardy a lot. And then kind of took over when he was out.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. That miss was frustrating to say the least. And Mirror can go to hell. All right. I'm sick of Mirror, dude. They link us to somebody new every damn day. And we get so amped. I don't know why we do this to ourselves, but we do. Every time. We get excited and then we're disappointed.
We get so hyped, so pumped, just to be let down. And we even told ourselves that we were going to do that too. We even said, nope, we won't get pumped. We won't get amped for it. We won't get hyped. But we still do.
And we sure did. We really haven't done much this transfer window yet. Granit Xhaka, again, I think we both agree could do some really good things for us. After last night, I'm kind of pumped about him, to be honest with you. But our chief exec, Ivan Gazidis, he came out and said the club already have a good enough squad to win the Premier League. So once again, they're coming out with the same nonsense line they told us last year and the year before. And I'm sure the year before and the year before that. But since I've been a fan, all I've heard is we have a good enough squad to win. We have a good enough squad to win. We haven't done it.
Yeah, we haven't won. No, we haven't won yet. So eventually that theory, that method, you can call it, goes out the window. I mean, it's just disappointing to go through this whole time through the transfer window and bring in a couple youth guys and Zaha, while the big names who we were linked to either stay at home or go elsewhere.
Xhaka. Keep calling him Zaha. I'll take Zaha.
Xhaka, my bad. I'm still pumped from watching Zaha play.
Jesus. So we'll see what we have. We have the window. We still have one more month in the window. The season opens up in less than what? Are we 2 weeks now? The 14th, I think.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks away from our first EPL match, man. That's exciting news. We can get into match days again. Get some goals.
Dude, are we going to do our pick'ems and have some people join our pick'ems?
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to get all of you out there involved with us and pick them. So every week we pick all the EPL matches, and we tally up. We base it off. You get 3 points for a win. It's the same as a regular football table. 3 points for a win, a point for a draw, nothing for a loss, and we even have goal differentials. We calculate all this up. We create the table. So we want to get all of you involved, and the winner will be crowned at the end of the year as our champion, our American Gooners Podcast champion. Right now, the prize is bragging rights. We're kind of low budget right now, if you can't tell, with Morgan's lack of HD camera.
I say it in my net.
And your internet, as you freeze. So we're definitely going to look up some different platforms to do our recordings on. We want to give you guys the best show possible. I can understand it gets frustrating to watch us skipping sometimes or to freeze, to backtrack. It's definitely frustrating for us too. So we're looking for new platforms. We're always looking to enhance our show. So we understand that there might be some technical difficulties at times, but again,
blame me.
Yeah, blame Morgan. But we'll go ahead and wrap this up real quick. I don't want to hear your take. Chelsea and Real Madrid tomorrow in Ann Arbor, Michigan, at the Big House. Are you going to watch?
Why? Because it's out of Michigan?
Yeah. Duh.
Of course. It doesn't matter where they play at. It's a football match with two great teams. Of course I want to watch.
In Ann Arbor, in the Big House. The Coliseum of Greatness.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far. I watched it last year, and I watched Ohio State give you guys a beatdown, but that's neither here nor there.
You're in the wrong podcast there, sir. Speaking of which, if you're a fan of Two Blue and OSU, by the way, we have some great talking points that just came out today. If you follow us at all, you know about our take on Johnny Football. Well, there's some news on the Johnny Football front that we'll get into on Two Blue and OSU on Sunday. Be sure to tune in to that podcast. Follow them on Facebook. I did it again. Like them on Like us on Facebook. Two Blue and OSU. Follow us on Twitter at Two Blue and OSU. For this podcast, next week we'll discuss transfer window and probably some of these matches that we talk about. There's some big ones this weekend.
Yep.
So, appreciate you guys for listening, taking your time out. And
next week. Next week I might be recording, depending on what day you want to record, from the sunny beaches of Panama City.
Maybe you'll have good internet. Well, hopefully we get a better connection. Again, we're going to look for a different platform. Google Hangouts is not doing it for us anymore. So we thank you guys for listening. Morgan, thank you for joining me tonight.
No.
And getting this football talk in.
It felt good, man. It felt good to be back with you.
It is good to be back. We'll be back every week from now on. We're not going anywhere again. Hiatuses are done. You guys enjoy your week. Until next time, take it easy.